So, growing cucumbers in a pot is easy to do. Here is the setup. And what the app shows is the best pot to use and how big it should be, which is a 15-gallon. I think this one's a little bit more, but I'm reusing a pot that I got from one of the plants I plant. And so the app will show you exactly uh, what size pot, and it will also show you what companions that can fit in the pot. Okay, so I am deciding to grow my cucumber plant I purchased at the store in a pot this year. My current beds in my backyard are actually quite full, and so growing it in a pot is going to work just fine for cucumbers. They actually really don't need a lot, and they're really prolific growers. And they love the hot weather. So this guy I can definitely put into the sunny spots right next to my existing beds. So first off, I wasn't sure what size pot. So I went into my handyman harvest habitat, and I chatted first with the chat assistant, which I will show you. The chat assistant told me that I need to choose between a 10 and 15-gallon pot. And then it estimated this to be about 15 gallons. So I'm reusing this pot. So as we've covered in other videos, like the cauliflower video, we always want to use the hugelkultur method. I definitely am loving that method. Every bed I've used it in, the plants are doing quite well. My raspberry plant grew 3 times larger using that method. So now it's like you'll hear me in almost every video say the same method. Slightly different. I'm only going to put a few twigs at the bottom of this particular plant just to make sure I have twigs. And because cucumbers do need nitrogen, I will be putting grass and just a little bit of cardboard. So this time I've been trying to do more of the root stout method, which I think just basically means covering it with hay. So at the very top, I'll have hay to keep the dirt nice and cool. The one thing about growing in a pot like this is the roots will get warm because the pot will get warm. So you definitely want to try to keep the 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 dirt cool. So let's go ahead and build this. Now this one has holes at the bottom, so I don't want to plug them up completely, but I'm going to use cardboard to kind of reduce the size of the holes or the number of holes. I'm going to leave 2 open. Yes, I just said during it, but part of the cubicle method is also to have a water reservoir that your plant can draw from at the bottom. So if you have holes at the bottom, it will drain the water, right? Because also part of the methods, the thing that it's trying to accomplish is having water at so you have to reduce your watering. So can reduce your watering by using the hugelkultur method. You can have a water reservoir at the roots where your plants really need it, not at the top. That's why I really like this method. Not only just giving nutrients like twigs, but also having that water at the roots. It would be better to go with a grow bag. Part of this is I'm trying to upcycle items. So I'm trying to show what doing it in an upcycled container would look like. I know these containers go for $1 or $2 that you can find on Facebook Marketplace. So that really helps in the cost, showing that you don't need to spend a lot of money to grow these, like get a whole lot of grow bags. But if you get a grow bag, that'd be better, more ideal. I'm going to get some dirt. Actually, I got some grass clippings here. And honestly, these aren't even my grass clippings. I got them from the neighborhood. So if your neighborhood has recycled where they put out like grass clippings and other type of clippings, you can get it from there. Maybe ask a neighbor that you have or know somebody that you have has a house in case you're trying to grow from an apartment or you don't have a grass basically. So definitely going to see somebody about getting their grass clippings would be very useful. They may look at you weird at first, but explain your plants to you. So I really love this dirt mix found at the local store because one, it's from small companies, so definitely always trying to support small companies. This also has wood within the dirt mix. It's going to be hard to see from there, but having the wood mix in makes this very aerated. And so that way it doesn't clump and get compact around the plants. So it's one of my go-to mixes. And plus, it's actually really affordable for the amount that you get compared to some of the others. I don't like using fertilizer. You'll find that on a lot of our videos. We really try to use natural ingredients. So I don't usually tend to get dirt that has fertilizer in it. Not good for the plant, truthfully. So I always go for organic mixes to put in. Hey, okay. So I got that. Now I do buy it because I just don't, I just can't simply get it fast enough. Is I do buy a worm, worm castings are miracle grow for plants. It really helps boost their productivity, gives them a nice natural food. Especially this one will not get any worm castings from being in the ground, having it naturally from worms. So to give it the best, we'll put in quite a lot of the worm castings in there. Almost every plant loves calcium. Heavy feeders love calcium. The rates at which they like calcium do vary, but I always mix in shells, baked eggshells into when, especially when we're first getting the plant going, so it can grow. I'll mix that in. Eggshells, they break down slowly, so it's not a big shot of calcium right away. Put more in there. And so even though I will be putting this in my Harvest Hub app, so I can also identify what companion plants are with my black that I should put in with my cucumber in its pot. I do keep the tag. I keep it in the ground in the location. It's easier for me to see, which variation this is. If you would like a visual map to be added to the Harvest Hub app as a feature, please comment below, comment map, and we can definitely put it on our roadmap. We are going to start putting together a community of paid users who are interested in providing feedback for the direction of the app. So that way we can make the app the way that you guys prefer it to be and like to use it. We really like the input from our users. So that way we can build the best app possible. I went through so many apps and I just could never quite find the right app to use, which was why I started creating my own. The other ones, I just didn't like the way some of them weren't even apps. I mean, ours is technically not an app at this time. It is still a web browser. So you do have to save the browser ID or the browser URL just for right now, though. We're about to get that live too. So I topped it off with some more compost at the top because I pushed it down, which pushed it down into place. The one thing about cucumber plants is they do like not to have anything at the base of their plant too, and they don't like crowding. So when adding companion plant, well, be very, very careful. I am going to put my little tag. Hay does give some good vision. Not going to crowd the base. I'm just going to put it around, but not crowd the base of the plant, just to protect the rest of the dirt. And there we go. Now I'm going to show you how I plug this into the app, create a plan, and how the companion plants suggestion works. You can put at least probably one companion plant with this cucumber. And I'm probably also going to show you diagnosing issues because unfortunately I waited a really long time to put this in the pot by accident. And so now it looks like it's having a small problem. It's like actually a bug, but I will also show how to diagnose plants in our app. Okay, thank you. Check out our other one about growing a cauliflower in a pot. That should pop up too for you to click on, and we'll see you at the next one.